The music doesn't stop. That's the first thing I notice. I'm standing at the altar, white dress, bouquet shaking in my hands, smiling at a door that never opens. The processional keeps playing, loop after loop, waiting. Everyone's waiting. My parents in the front row, looking confused, his parents looking away, the officiant checking his watch. Then his best man walks up. Alone. Too fast, too quiet. Something's wrong. He leans in, just enough to whisper. He's not coming. My stomach drops. So hard, I feel it in my knees. What? The word barely comes out, but he's already handing me a folded piece of paper, small, white, trembling in my hand. I open it. 4 lines, his handwriting, sloppy. I can't do this. I'm sorry, please don't make a scene. It's better this way. My chest burns, my ears ring. The room tilts slightly, everyone's staring, waiting for me to say something, to do something, to explain what's happening. But I can't because he left me, here, at the altar. In front of everyone, 200 people, watching, waiting, witnessing, and he told me to be quiet about it, not to make a scene, like this isn't already the worst scene of my life. My name is Brenna Callis. I'm 29 years old, financial analyst, or I was, starting a new role, Monday, senior position, better company, better pay, better future. I wasn't just getting married that day. I was building a life I believed in, career advancing, relationships solid, everything aligned. Perfect timing, perfect plan, perfect future. Or so I thought. My fiancé was, his name was, doesn't matter now. Dylan Pierce, senior finance director, same industry, different company. We met 3 years ago, industry conference. He was confident, successful, charming, made me feel seen, valued, important. We dated, moved in together, got engaged last Christmas. Everything felt right, natural, meant to be. Until today, standing at this altar, holding this note, realizing he erased me. From the life we planned in one moment, one decision, one cowardly note, and told me not to make a scene, like I'm the problem, like I'm the one who needs to be managed, controlled, silenced. I look up at 200 faces all watching, waiting for me to react, to explain, to break down, but I don't. Not yet. I just stand there, holding the note, holding the bouquet, holding everything together by a thread. The music stops. Finally, no one tells it to. The DJ just figures it out. Silence fills the church, heavy, suffocating. I have to walk back down the aisle, the same aisle. I walked up 5 minutes ago, smiling, hopeful, believing. Now I walk back alone, humiliated, abandoned. Every step feels louder than it should. My heels on marble, echoing, announcing. My shame, every eye is on me. I feel them, burning, pitying, judging. Some people look away, embarrassed. For me, others stare openly, shocked, curious, recording probably on their phones, capturing my humiliation. For social media, for gossip, for proof. They were there, the day Brenna Callis got left. At the altar, my maid of honor catches me at the door. Brenna, I shake my head, can't talk. Not yet. If I talk, I'll break, and I won't. Give him that, won't give them. The scene, he asked me not to make. I walk to the bridal suite, close the door, lock it. Lean against it, and finally, let myself feel it. The betrayal. The abandonment, the absolute cruelty of it all. My phone, buzzing, constantly, messages, flooding in. I shouldn't look, but I do. Someone shows me a screenshot from Dylan's social media, posted an hour ago, while I was getting ready, walking toward what I thought was our future. Sometimes the hardest decisions are the right ones. Wishing everyone well, moving forward. The comments pour in, so brave. You did the right thing. Better to know now, someone asks. What happened? His friend responds, mutual decision. They both realized it wasn't right. Mutual. Mutual. I stare at the word. He said, it was mutual, that we both decided to call it off. Not that he left me at the altar with a note telling me to be quiet. He's already rewriting the story, controlling the narrative, making himself the thoughtful one, the brave one, the one who made the hard choice, while I'm the pathetic one, left standing in a wedding dress, holding a note that says, don't make a scene. Of course, he did this. He always controlled things, managed perceptions, crafted images. I just never thought he'd do it to me, about us, about this. The calls start within an hour. My mom, crying, apologizing, like she failed. I'm so sorry, baby. My dad, angry, wanting to fix it, fight someone, make it right. I'll talk to him. Don't. But please don't. Friends, confused, concerned, asking questions. I can't answer. What happened? I don't know. Did you fight? No. Was there someone else? I don't know. Are you okay? No, I'm not. But I say, I'm fine. Because what else can I say? His friends send messages. Careful, neutral, hope you're okay. Translation, we're on his side, but we'll pretend to be fair. Acquaintances reach out with pity, disguised as concern. Oh my God, I heard. Are you okay? What happened? Do you need anything? What I need is for this to stop, for the messages to stop, for the questions to stop, for the pity to stop, for time to reverse so I can unplan this wedding, unbelieve this relationship, unlove this man. But I can't. So I turn off my phone, sit in the dark, still wearing the dress, cross, that cost $3,000 for a wedding. That never happened, and I just sit. The dress stays on longer than it should. Hours, I can't take it off, can't unzip it, can't remove it, because that makes it real, final, over. So I sit in it, on the floor of what was going to be our apartment, but isn't anymore. I moved out last week to my friend's place, temporary, until after the honeymoon. Then we were buying a house together. That won't happen now. Nothing will happen. Now the life I planned evaporated in a 4-line note. I'm not crying. Not yet. Just empty, hollow, numbed, like everything inside me shut now to protect itself from feeling this, all of this. My phone, still off, the silence, almost worse than the messages, because now I'm alone with the truth that the man I loved, I thought loved me, didn't, not enough to show up, to face me, to end it. Honestly, he just left and told me to be quiet, to not make a scene. Like I'm the problem, the embarrassment, the one who needs managing. I finally stand hours later, unzip the dress. Myself, struggling with the buttons, the clasps, the layers. It takes 20 minutes to remove what took an hour to put on this morning, when I was happy, excited, hopeful, naive. Monday morning, I remind myself I still have my job, my career, my future. Something that's mine, that Dylan can't take, can't erase, can't control. I start a new role today. Senior financial analyst at Meridian. Wait, Meridian is forbidden. At Sterling Financial Group. Better position, better pay, better opportunities. I accepted 2 months ago before the wedding, planning to start after the honeymoon. But there's no honeymoon now. So I start today as planned. New building, new team, new beginning. Maybe I get dressed carefully, navy suit, white blouse, professional, confident, competent. The opposite of how I feel. I look at myself in the mirror, see the person who got left at the altar 48 hours ago, try to find the person who deserves this job, this opportunity, this future. She's in there, somewhere, buried under the humiliation, the heartbreak, the betrayal. I'll find her again, eventually. But today, I just need to survive, to show up, to not fall apart in public. I can do that, I hope. Before I leave, I check social media. Mistake. The story has spread. Did you hear about Brenna Callis? She got left at the altar. I heard she pushed him too hard. He panicked. She was obsessed with the wedding. He realized just in time. Every version makes him the hero, the wise one, the one who saw clearly, escaped barely, and me, the desperate one, the pushy one, the one who forced it, demanded it, scared him away. None of it true. But truth doesn't matter when someone rewrites the story before you can speak. Dylan controlled the narrative from the start, posted his version, his friends spread it, his family confirmed it, and now it's fact. In everyone's mind, I close the app, can't read more, can't see, more lies, more revisions, more erasure of what actually happened. I grab my bag, my laptop, my badge for a company that doesn't know about Saturday, doesn't know about the wedding, the humiliation, the note. They just know. I'm starting today as a senior analyst who's supposed to be competent, professional, reliable. I'll be that. Even if it's the only thing I can be right now. I walk into Sterling Financial Group, downtown building, 47 floors, sleek, modern, impressive. The lobby is beautiful. Marble floors, glass walls, high ceilings, everything gleaming, professional, serious. I approach the security desk. Brenna Callis, first day. The guard checks his list, nods. 14th floor, HR will meet you. I take the elevator, watching the numbers climb, each floor a chance to breathe, to center, to prepare. The doors open. HR director, waiting. Brenna, welcome. I'm Claire. She's warm, professional, excited, normal, like nothing is wrong, because to her, nothing is. She doesn't know. Doesn't see the woman who got abandoned, just sees a new hire with good credentials, strong background, promising future. I shake her hand. Thank you. Happy to be here. We walk through the floor. She's talking about the company, the team, the culture, the opportunities. I nod, smile, listen, trying to focus, trying to care, but something feels off. In the building, people moving, quickly, whispering, phones buzzing, constantly. Claire notices too. It's usually quieter on Mondays, Is something happening? I'm not sure. We reach my department, but it's nearly empty. The tension is obvious now. People clustered in corners, speaking low, looking worried. A manager rushes past, doesn't acknowledge us. Claire's phone buzzes. She checks it, face changes. I need to. I'll be right back. She disappears, leaving me, standing in the hallway, alone. New, confused. Someone walks by. Security badge. Different color, official. I don't know what's happening, but it's significant. Another person hurries past, carrying files, looking stressed. Then an announcement over the intercom. All personnel, please remain at your current locations. Executive floor access is temporarily restricted. Restricted. Why? What's happening? More security appears, moving purposefully toward the elevators, blocking access, checking badges. Serious, professional, urgent. This isn't normal. This isn't a drill. Something real is happening. And suddenly, no one's pretending anymore. The whispers get louder. Did you hear? Investigation. Executive floor. Compliance. They're sealing it off. Claire returns, face pale. Brenna, I'm so sorry. There's a situation. We might need to postpone your orientation. What kind of situation? I can't. It's internal, sensitive. Should I leave? No, actually, stay close. Someone might want to speak with you. Why? She hesitates. I'll explain soon. Within an hour, the lockdown intensifies. Executive floor, completely sealed. Badges deactivated, elevators restricted, security posted at every access point. The rest of us, confined to our floors, waiting, wondering. Claire brings me to a conference room. I know this is strange. Your first day, I'm sorry. What's going on? There's an internal compliance review happening now. It's serious. Compliance with what? Financial regulations, reporting requirements. We can't discuss details. Am I in trouble? No, not at all. But we might need to ask you some questions about your background, my previous work, my experience. Okay. And about any connections you might have to people in the industry. Connections, people, industry. My stomach drops slowly. What kind of connections? She pulls out a tablet, pulls up a list. Names, under investigation, compliance hold, regulatory review. I scan the list and see his name. Dylan Pierce, Senior Finance Director, Compliance Investigation active. The room tilts slightly. I read it again. Dylan Pierce, Investigation active. You know him, Claire says it, not a question, a statement. How did you? We do background checks, cross-reference relationships, professional connections. We were. I can't finish, can't say. Engaged, almost married, left at the altar. She waits, patient. We were together until Saturday. Saturday? We were supposed to get married. He didn't show up. Her expression shifts, understanding, sympathy, calculation. I'm sorry, that must be incredibly difficult. What did he do? I can't disclose details of an active investigation, but when someone under review has close personal relationships with incoming employees, we have to ask questions. You think I'm involved? We think you might have information, even if you don't realize it. Information. About what? About Dylan, his work, his decisions, his secrets, the ones I didn't know he was hiding. What happens now? Our compliance team will want to speak with you voluntarily just to understand any observations you might have made. And if I don't want to, that's your right, but it might help the investigation. I sit, processing. He left me at the altar while under investigation for something serious enough to lock down an executive floor, to restrict access, to require compliance review. This wasn't about me, about us, about cold feet. This was about him, about whatever he did, about running from something bigger than a wedding. The humiliation pauses for a moment, not gone. Still there, still burning, but replaced by something else. Confusion, curiosity, clarity. Dylan didn't leave me because he didn't love me. He left because he was scared of something bigger than marriage. The timeline starts making sense. 3 weeks ago, he got quiet, distant, stressed. Work stuff, he said, nothing to worry about. 2 weeks ago, he stopped talking about the honeymoon, the future, the house. 1 week ago, he barely came home, stayed late at the office. Big project, he said. Almost done. Friday night, the night before our wedding, he was on the phone for hours in the other room, voice low, tense. When I asked, he said, just tying up loose ends. I thought he meant work before the honeymoon. Now I realize he meant something else. Covering tracks, hiding evidence, preparing to run. The compliance team meets with me that afternoon. 2 people. Professional, serious, legal. Thank you for speaking with us. This is voluntary. You can stop anytime. Okay, We need to be clear. This is an internal review, not a criminal investigation, but it is serious. I understand. We're reviewing financial reporting irregularities, policy violations, potential regulatory breaches. By Dylan. By several people. Dylan Pierce is one of them. Several people, not just him. What do you need from me? Context, background, any observations you might have made about his work, his behavior, his concerns. We didn't talk about work much. Did he ever mention stress, pressure, conflicts? I think about the last few months. He was stressed. The last month especially. Took a lot of calls late at night. Seemed worried. Did he say about what? No, just work stuff. I didn't push. Did he ever mention specific people, projects, concerns? He mentioned a merger, said it was complicated, taking longer than expected. They exchanged glances, write notes. Did he ever ask you to not mention things, keep things quiet? Like the note telling me not to make a scene. Yes, he liked privacy, control. Control? Of information, of narratives, of how things looked. Can you elaborate? I can, because I'm starting to see it. All of it. I tell them about the control, how Dylan managed everything, his image, his reputation, his story. He always had a version of events that made him look good. Can you give examples? When he lost a client, he told people it was their fault. They were unreasonable. He did everything right. Was that true? I don't know. Maybe, but he never considered he might have made mistakes. What else? He posted about the wedding before leaving me, said it was a mutual decision that we both realized it wasn't right. But it wasn't mutual. No, he left me at the altar with a note. Why would he lie? To control the narrative, so people wouldn't judge him, wouldn't ask questions. They write more notes, ask more questions about his patterns, his relationships, honestly, not to hurt him, not to help the investigation, just to tell the truth. About what I observed, what I knew, what I'm realizing now. The late nights weren't dedication, the stress wasn't pressure, the distance wasn't cold feet. He was unraveling under the weight of something he couldn't control, couldn't manage, couldn't spin, and he left me to save himself from having a witness, a partner, someone who might see too clearly. After the interview, I sit in the conference room alone thinking the pieces fitting together. Dylan didn't leave me because he didn't love me. He left because loving me was risky. Marriage meant legal connection, shared finances, shared liability. If he was under investigation for financial crimes, having a wife meant exposure, risk, complications, so he left, not out of cowardice but strategy, protecting himself by abandoning me before we were legally bound. The cruelty hits fresh. He used me for normalcy, for cover, for appearances, the perfect couple, the perfect life, the perfect image, until it became a liability. Then he discarded me like I was nothing and told me not to make a scene, not to question, not to expose the lie, just disappear quietly like I never mattered. I feel anger rising, real anger, not sadness, not heartbreak, but rage at being used, at being erased, at being told to stay silent while he rewrote our story to save himself. The compliance team asks if I'm willing to provide more information if needed. Yes, we might need context about specific events, conversations, observations. I'll tell you what I know. Even if it's difficult, especially then, because I'm done protecting him, done staying quiet, done accepting his version of events they ask about, specific dates, meetings he mentioned, people he talked about, stress he showed. I remember more than I thought. February, he came home, furious about an audit. They're questioning everything, making me look incompetent. March, late night call, hushed, tense. I handled it, it's fine, stop worrying. April, avoided his office, worked from home, more than usual, easier to focus. May, the wedding month, he became a ghost, present physically, gone mentally, just stressed about the wedding. But it wasn't the wedding, it was whatever was, unraveling. At work, I tell them, everything, every date, every conversation, every observation, not because I want revenge, but because I want truth to matter. More than his carefully crafted lies. They thank me for my honesty, for my time, for my courage. Courage. I don't feel courageous, just tired of being small, quiet, erased. Claire walks me out. How are you doing? Honestly, I don't know. This is a lot, your first day and everything else. Will I still have a job? Of course. You haven't done anything wrong. You're actually helping us understand a complex situation. What happens now? We continue the review. You start your role as planned. People will talk, Let them. You showed up, you told the truth, that's what matters. I want to believe her, want to think truth matters more than gossip, more than narrative, more than Dylan's version, where I'm the desperate one, the pushy one, the one who forced him into running. But maybe the truth will emerge eventually. Maybe people will see what really happened, not just at the altar, but before, in the months of lies and cover-ups and carefully managed images. I leave the building, first day, complete, strangest, most surreal, most unexpected day of my life. And somehow I survived it. By Wednesday, the narrative starts shifting. News breaks, internal investigation at Dylan's company, financial irregularities, senior leadership under review, Dylan's name mentioned, not prominently, but there among others. Suddenly, the wedding story gets recontextualized. Did you hear about Dylan Pierce? He's under investigation, that's why you left her, he was running. Oh my God, poor Brenna. Poor Brenna, not desperate Brenna, not pushy Brenna, poor Brenna, who got abandoned while her fiancé was committing fraud. The whispers change direction, start being about him, his choices, his crimes. Social media shifts too. Dylan's post about mutual decisions gets new comments. This aged poorly, you left her to save yourself. Coward. His friends, who defended him, go quiet, delete posts, distance themselves. The narrative he controlled so carefully crumbles under the weight of truth. I don't feel vindicated, just tired and sad that it took a scandal for people to believe I wasn't the problem. More details emerge over weeks. Financial reporting, errors benefited specific people, Dylan included. Policy violations, circumventing approvals, hiding risks, misleading investors, regulatory breaches, securities laws, disclosure requirements, transparency rules, all ignored for profit, for bonuses, for advancement. The investigation expands, more people implicated, more evidence uncovered, more lies exposed. Dylan's company faces penalties, leadership changes, public scrutiny, and Dylan faces consequences. Finally, I learn from news reports, not from him. He doesn't contact me, doesn't apologize, doesn't explain, just disappears into legal proceedings and damage control. People ask me if I'm okay. If I'm angry, I am angry, but not the way they think I'm angry. He used me as cover, as normalcy, as alibi. The perfect fiancé planning a wedding while he was committing crimes, then abandoned when the risk outweighed the benefit. That's the real betrayal. Not the altar, but the calculation behind it. I realize the full scope of betrayal. Sitting alone, one night, Dylan didn't just leave me, he tried to control the story, make me the villain or the victim. Either way, someone who didn't matter, who could be dismissed, ignored, erased. While he maintained his reputation, his image, his narrative, he posted about mutual decisions before I could speak. He told friends I pushed too hard before I could defend myself. He left me at the altar with a note telling me not to make a scene, all calculated, all strategic, all designed to keep me silent, small, controlled, while he managed his escape from the investigation, from me, from accountability. And if the investigation hadn't gone public, his version would have stood forever. I'd be the desperate one, the clingy one, the one who scared him away, instead of the one he used then discarded when she became a liability. That's the real cruelty, not the abandonment, but the attempt to erase me from the truth. I have a choice, sitting with all this. I could stay, broken, victimized, defined by what he did, how he left, how he lied, or I could stand in truth, let it unfold, without my help, without my anger, without my need for revenge, just stand, present, honest, clear. I choose the second. I go to work every day, do my job, well, professionally, competently. I answer questions from compliance, honestly, completely, without exaggeration. I ignore social media, gossip, speculation about Dylan, about me, about us. I focus on building something new, something mine, something he can't touch, can't control, can't erase. My career, my reputation, my future. Not tied to his, not defined by his, just mine. Separate, clean, whole. People notice my strength, my professionalism, my grace, under pressure. They don't know I'm not strong, just standing, because sitting in the ruins of what he destroyed felt worse than standing in the truth of what remains. The investigation concludes 3 months after my first day. Findings released, internally, publicly. Dylan and others violated policies, misrepresented financials, circumvented controls, benefited personally from fraud. Dylan loses his position, terminated for cause, his reputation destroyed, professional network gone, his control over narrative shattered because truth emerged despite his efforts to bury it. I don't celebrate, don't gloat, don't feel vindicated. Just sad that it came to this, that the man I loved, I thought loved me, chose crime over honesty, chose himself over us, chose running over facing consequences, and left me at the altar to save himself from accountability. People apologize for believing his version, for judging me, for assuming I was the problem. I accept their apologies without bitterness because they didn't know, couldn't have known until truth surfaced. What matters is they see now what really happened. Not just at the altar, but in the months before, when Dylan was unraveling, and I was just trying to build a life with someone who was already gone at work. Things change, for me, not because of Dylan, but despite him. I'm recognized for my work, my analysis, my contributions, my professionalism. During crisis, I'm trusted with bigger projects, more responsibility, leadership opportunities, not because of what happened, but because of how I handled it. With honesty, with grace, with competence. My manager calls me in. Brenna, we'd like to offer you a promotion. Senior team lead. Really? You've shown exceptional judgment, professionalism, integrity in difficult circumstances. Thank you. You could have made this about drama, about revenge, about him. You didn't. I just wanted to do my job. That's exactly why you deserve this role. I accept, not as victory over Dylan, but as recognition of who I am. Separate from him, independent, capable, valuable on my own. People congratulate me, genuinely, warmly, seeing me not as the girl who got left, but as the woman who stood up, told truth, moved forward, built something new, better, mine. That night, I celebrate quietly with friends who supported me through everything, who never doubted, who always saw the truth even when others didn't. And I realize I'm okay, not perfect, not healed, but okay. Standing, moving, living without him. Months later, my life feels steady again, different steady. Not the life I planned with Dylan, but maybe better, more honest, more mine. The whispers have stopped. No one talks about the wedding, the altar, the note. They talk about my work, my projects, my leadership. That's enough. More than enough. I don't think about Dylan much anymore. Occasionally, I wonder if he regrets his choices, his crimes, his cowardice, but mostly, I don't care. He's not my story anymore. Just a chapter. That ended. Badly, but led to something better. I walk past a wedding venue one day, don't feel sad, just grateful. He left before we were legally bound, before I was tied to him, his crimes, his consequences, his destruction. He left me at the altar to save himself from investigation, from accountability, from truth. He just didn't realize. Walking away saved me too, from a life built on lies, from a partnership with a criminal, from loving someone who loved himself more. I'm building something new now, something honest, something mine, a career, a reputation, a future. No one can take away, no one can rewrite, no one can control, just mine, fully, completely, finally. And that's worth everything, even the altar, even the note, even the humiliation, because it led here to truth, to strength, to freedom, to me, standing whole, alone, but not lonely, clear about who I am, what I deserve, and what I'll never accept again. Being erased. Being silenced, being told not to make a scene when someone makes me collateral damage in their escape. I make scenes now, when necessary. I speak truth. When required, I stand firm. When tested, and I walk forward, always forward, into a life that's mine, built by me, for me, without him, without lies, without control, just truth. And that's enough, more than enough. It's everything.